Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is War Thunder, and welcome once again to Lunchtime Tankery, or Lunchtime Tank Destroyery in this case. Today's episode is focused on the three German Tier 4.7 tank destroyers. The Stug 3G, it chooses you, you don't choose it. The Jagdpanzer 4, the modernised version of the Stug, and the Jagdpanzer 38T, the infamous Hetzer. Stuggy, of course, is the oldest of the three vehicles. It's an evolution of the original Stug 3A self-propelled gun, regunned, up-armoured, and tweaked to make it a tank destroyer. It's also got the thickest armour, 80mm on the front. However, the armour angling is early German design, so it's absolutely awful for the most part. Far too many vertical and near-vertical surfaces, especially this driver's hatch here. Yes, it's 80mm, but it's almost vertical, 11 degrees. And right behind it, you have got the driver's skull, the aimer's abdomen, and the commander's chest cavity. So the usual way most people kill Stugs is to get in front of it and put a high velocity round right through the driver's optics, then through the driver's skull, out the back of the driver's skull, into the driver's abdomen, through his liver, out the back of his spine, around about, I think that's, what, C5, C6, give or take, and then into the commander's chest cavity. And if it's not done by then, it ricochets around the back and detonates, hitting the ammunition. Generally, that is, of course, a one-shot kill from crew KOs, if nothing else. The Jagdpanzer 4 is built off the Panzer IV chassis rather than the Panzer III. In many respects, it's a direct successor to the Stug 3s. Similar gun, 135mm penetration at 100 meters, 75mm caliber, and in terms of armor, you have, of course, got Panzergranat 39, and when you've upgraded a little, you've got Panzergranat 40, ultra-high velocity, muzzle velocity there, 930 meters per second. Penetration ain't too shabby at all, but it's, well, it's not really going to struggle against anything it hits, because even in 5.7s, you're looking at IS-1s and Tiger 1s, and even 130mm of penetration, 10 meters at 30 degrees, or 100 meters at 30 degrees. Range doesn't make much of a difference. The speed velocity drop-off isn't anywhere near enough, but it'll make most things eyes water. Let's just leave it at that. Armour is modernised. The Germans had learned from their encounters on the Eastern Front, so rather than the lumps and bumps of old Stuggy, you've got a nice, easy, smooth, well, relatively smooth, front glassy 60mm at 50 degrees. So that is around about 105 to 110mm of straight steel. On the front, you've got 15mm of tracks, and then another 60-degree plate at 47 degrees. Effective thickness, well, yeah, you're getting about 100 to 115mm of protection there. Lower glassy's a bit of a weak spot, 50mm at 55 degrees, but if you keep yourself properly hull down, that shouldn't be an issue. Of course, it's a German tank destroyer, so it's got the same problem as the Stug. A solid hit into the driver's side front armour, if it penetrates and doesn't deflect, is going to be a one-shot KO. Again, driver's skull, aimer's chest, abdomen in both cases. It's not really going to be a sucking chest wound, depends where it goes after that. You've also got the problem that immediately to the left of the driver and the gunner is the ammunition, or at least quite a bit of it. So even if you miss the crew, there's a very high chance you're going to cause a big, big boom. Last but not least, of course, we have the Hetzer. And much like the Jagdpanzer 4, in some respects, this thing's better protected than a Tiger from the front. 60mm at 60 degrees, even better than the T-34. That is effectively 120mm of straight steel, and the 60-degree angle makes it fairly likely you're going to get ricochets from APHE rounds. The downside is the lower glassy, 60mm, but it's only at 40 degrees, and because the Hetzer is so small, it's very, very cramped inside, which means that your big problem is, well, you kinda have the problem that all the other tank destroyers have. Driver, gunner, commander, bang, 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 dead. And in fact, that can happen even if the lower glassy takes a hit and wipes out your transmission as well. But enough talking. Tank destroyers don't do too well in arcade battles, but what the hell, let's go. Mostly because I want a quick game, and arcade's the best way to get one these days. Realistic in a European lunchtime tends not to happen quite so much. Even now, we've only got 90 players waiting. 106, come on. Come on. Come on, little crew. You can do it. Right, so 3-point domination in Poland. This will be interesting. Points, of course, will typically be A in the northern side of the city, B in the centre by the church, and C down in the town square. A couple of approaches I can take. I can either go round the southern flank and get some long-range sniping in, or I can get close, get personal, and go hetzing. Let's start with... yeah, let's start with the Hetzer, and we'll start by trolling out to the south. The real problem, of course, is that I'm going to have my position broadcast to the enemy, and Jagdpanzers, Hetzers, tank destroyers of any stripe casemated like this have a bit of a problem that they're principally defensive and ambush predators. They are not so very good against tanks if they're caught out in the open and caught unawares. They're especially not very good in the maneuver war because, hey, you've got to turn the whole blasted vehicle in order to get the gun round. So why bother with these when tanks are more flexible? Well, these things are cheap. A Tiger 1 cost on the order of 250,000 Reichsmarks to build. A Panzer 3, a Panzer 4, a Panther all worked out at about 100 to 120,000 Reichsmarks to build. So you got 2 Panzers for every Tiger. A Stug 3 came in at 80,000 Reichsmarks because you didn't have to build a turret as well. You could sacrifice all those mechanisms. They were much cheaper and much easier to build, which is why Germany built more Stug 3s than any other armoured vehicle that they fielded during the Second World War. And as I said, they're principally defensive vehicles. There's nothing wrong with the gun. In fact, in theory, you can exploit all that space you've got behind the tank in, well, the gun in some designs, where the gun is more centrally mounted, to put in a relatively powerful weapon. And if you'll excuse me, that F2 has just made a very fatal mistake. Zoom it in, acquire the range. Come on, where are you? Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, on, there we go. Track down, track down, track down. Ode! Critical hit. There we are. 1 kilometre and his driver's gone. Reload. Fire again. Shot scatter. Does the trick. And I've just lost my driver to that Su-122, who is about to murder me quite badly. That's a transmission hit. And by the time I get this fixed, there we go. Combat ineffective. So that, I can only assume, was knackered track, knackered transmission, and not a crew KO, interestingly enough. So I'm not sure how that triggered combat ineffective, to be honest, but there you go. That's how easy it is to get killed in a Hetzer. Let's pull out the Jagdpanzer and have some fun in the town, because they've wised up to the open ground. Tank destroyers, yeah, 2 shots is probably your limit in one of those things. However, if we get into the town and start playing... Ooh. First of all, though, I'm going to have some fun with that... No, I'm not going to have some fun with that Marder because I can't see him anymore. Maybe this verbal wind? I mean, he has stuck his head out like an idiot. Oh, do it! Complete miss. 20mm quad cannons. Can't really do anything at this range, but... he's thought better on it. He's moving. Can I snipe the Marder from here, however? Come on, stabilize, stabilize, stabilize. There we go. Range on. Fire! Yes, I'm firing red. It really doesn't matter, because at this range, shot scatter is so emphatic that it's gonna be pretty much a guessing game where it lands anyway. Marder's trying to put rounds into me. but I'm going to reload before he does. There we go. Clean kill, and the detonation actually went down into the fighting compartment and ripped right through that, what is it, 10mm of roof armor that they've got? Did absolutely nothing to protect him. Let's move again. Actually get up into the battle. Front and centre's bad place for a tank destroyer, as I mentioned, but this frontal sloped armor might just give me the time I need. And of course, I've got the penetration on this long 75 that I can rip most other tanks' armor to shreds. Of course, it helps if I'm not driving like an idiot. Let's keep moving. Okay, so moving up again. Ideally, of course, I want to try and get the left-hand side of the tank completely shielded from enemy fire. What have I just stuck on? A bit of pavement, apparently. Might need to look at the suspension on this thing. It is a relatively unupgraded model. 2 kills, 1 death, 655 points at the moment. Let's see if we can improve on that. So, we've got fire coming around there, and in fact that's mostly air fire, so we'll take a quick detour. And then what I'm going to do is something that you normally see in World of Tanks. I'm going to pull up, then I'm going to side scrape. So I'm going to back up very carefully. Give that T-34 just a little bit of a shot. Critical hit into his driver's hatch. And then lay onto his turret ring. He's still moving somehow. Don't ask me how that happened. Fire again. Soak the hit from something. Didn't see the shooter there. And then pull away. Another round comes down the street, but he didn't see anything. First T-34 in the bag. Worth 3 of any other Panzer at this tier. So, same drill as before. Rather than simply shoving my face round the corner, what I'm going to do is pull up next to it. In cover, perfectly safe. Then give the enemy a very high-angle shot at my side armor while the gun comes round. There we are, Panzer 3L. Align the gun, and... Date. Straight through. Actually landed short, but let's load up again. Fire. Hit into his turret. Took a deflection off the gun. Drop the angle just a smidge. Fire again. Critical hit. Side of the turret. Gun crews out. Drop the aim a touch more. And that should hopefully... Bingo. Into his fighting compartment. Killed his radio op. Right. Back up. Remember, 3 in this tank, like in any tank destroyer really, 3's your limit before you have to pull back, because the enemy will have worked out where you were. Now, we saw a T-34 moving up to the right earlier, and in fact, there he is. Right, so I'm going to be taking a shot through several layers of cover here, but if I'm careful... Nope, don't need to be. Somebody just melted one T-34. That is an M10, a Wolverine. Regenerate from that, Logan. Appears he did. Oops. Right. Through the stone wall. Into his hull. Bounced off the front glassy. Damn it. Okay, target again. Come on, reload, reload, reload. Fire. Got the kill. That's my limit. Sherman Derp spotted me, so angle up. Pull it back. Lost the gunner. Actually lost the left track as well. Shit, 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 shit. Round, 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 round. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, need to wait for this to traverse. Get in. Fire. Critical hit. Got his gunner and his loader, so he is out of it. But I have got to start repairing, and someone else got the kill in. So I'm stuck for a moment, and in fact I'm going to be stuck until the end of the round. Because by the time I get this fixed, the enemy is going to have run out of tickets. Next mark, of course, would have been the T-34 up there and the Stug 3F. Same gun, or at least very similar, 75 long, so would have had to treat him with a bit of respect. This flat gun, however, is not treating him with a bit of respect, and... well, luckily for him, the Panzer 4F2 got the kill in while he was distracted, or that would have been very messy very quickly. And that's Index, so... second overall, 5 kills, 1 death, 1600 points. Was off the game for a bit, but... you know what? We've got enough time. Let's go again. See if we can get some more side scraping in. It's an interesting way of getting around a corner. Blimey, I don't have parts on the Jagdpanzer. Yeah, that could have been tricky. Anyhow, to battle once again! Mozdok, open terrain, absolute nightmare scenario here. No cities, no corners, no blind alleys. Just range, precision, and far, far too many angles to cover. So, you know what, let's start with Stuggy. He hasn't had a ride yet. Okay, so line up, select the Stug. Again, half load of ammunition, standard in German tanks for safety's sake. Less ammunition in the tank means less chance of it getting hit. Less chance of it getting hit means less chance of it going boom. And the first thing we're going to do is peg it up to B1. Because as a not-so-friendly IS-1 showed me many, many moons ago, there is quite a nice little sniping spot over there. So, trundle away. Allegedly, this thing does 40 kph. Well, maybe downhill and maybe with something else pushing it. We haven't got bat chats in game yet, at least not in War Thunder. But even so, 30 kilometers is a fairly respectable little lick for a tank destroyer of the period. Oi, I'm not deserting yet. Get back here. Yes, yes, yes. Quit it. Commissar can put the bolt pistol back in his... Oh god, that's an M6. Oh god, that's a T-34-85. Oh god, this is going to be bad. An M282... What the... How? What? Who even... Someone's got a death wish. Okay, I'm not questioning it. I am, however, lining up on that T-34-85 because he has got to go as a matter of some urgency. Miss once. Come on, come on, come on. Get the gun traversed. Reload, reload, reload. Lay on. Don't have a shot. Fire anyway. Fired low. I'll tell you if I come in. I need to get defilated just for a second. Soak that one from the M4A2. Next one goes over the hill. Right, I need to poke out very briefly. Stabilize. And I don't have the gun depression. Luckily, that 85mm hit the commander's hatch. Didn't do all that much. This is not World of Tanks. You do not have freaky hit point mechanics to think about. And it looks like two of us are facing the entire enemy team. Happy, happy days. Right, time to reposition. Get away from that T-34. And they've got a Hellcat up there going for the shooty spot as well. I've got 20 seconds to get over the hill. Gun down. Line up on Hellcat. Fire! Hit. Hit his transmission, hit his radio up. Didn't hit anything else. So, angle up just for a second. Hope the Scherzen can soak that. Yes, it did. And get down into the defilade before anything serious happens. Lucky me. Right. Traverse round. Angle up. Lay on. Fire! Killed the Hellcat. Back up. Hard. Because that M6 has also got a 76mm gun to play with. He is problematic. Okay, so far, so good. Right, start reloads. Hopefully, they don't know just how... Okay, they have got line of sight from somewhere, and I can't move. How are they getting that shot? Are they even getting that shot into anything critical? I suspect they're hitting the machine gun hatch. No, they're not hitting the machine gun hatch. That's the commander's cupola, and we're on the move again. Back it up, angle the armor. Detonation against the hill line. These are not good odds, so we're going to disengage and refuse them. Right, pull away again. So the enemy got to the snipey spot at B1. That's just a bit awkward. Anyhow, new victim, T-34-80... Actually, no, M4A1, he's exposing just enough that if I'm careful... Come on, stabilize the turret. Fire! Critical hit into the side. Took out his turret crew and yellowed his ammunition. Let's pull over again. Range on. Loader's going to take a while to come back. In fact, now we've got the T-34 brassing us as well. Doesn't really matter. Fire! Back up. Solid kill. Took out his gunner. And that was enough to get the crew kill. Right, so next problem is that I'm stuck behind this hill line. It's going to take a long while to reload the gun, and at some point the enemy are going to charge over and try to brass us. Can't really push forward at this point, so all we can do is take the pressure off our own lines. Try to advance a little, just get a firing position. Come on, where's this M6 gone? Come on, come on, there you are. T-34, 85, gun laid. Fire, hit into the turret, no effect. Traverse a bit. He's still trying to hit another tank, so that's all to the good. Side of the turret, load the gun. Come on. I know you've got a sucking chest wound. I know you've got 3 ribs broken. Fire. Critical hit. Yellow ammunition, is that it? Fine, back up a smidge. Still got the turret shot if I want. He's taking a... Oh, crap. He's looking this way. Back up, back up, back up. He's going to see us. 85 mil, soaked it, thank God. Again, he hit the cupola. This isn't World of Tanks. Cupola shots don't really do anything unless you get a high-X detonation that blasts into the fighting compartment. However, that 85 is now looking this way, and I'm in a very bad place at the moment. Another glancing hit into the tracks. Actually, I think that took off some of the shirts, and so we need to relocate. We have been well and truly made. T-34 is mobile. Stabilize up. Target. Lead on and fire. Miss shot. Damn. Rush that shot. M6 is aiming his 76mm at us. Problematic, but the artillery is really the least of my problems at this point. Come on, keep the reload coming. Come on, come on, come on. What are the rest of them doing? Okay, no shot onto that 85 at the moment. This is an absolute curb stomp. I'd love to know what the rest of the guys are doing. Somehow I'm not dead yet, which is a bit of a surprise. Okay, another bit of the Schertzen gets blasted off. Okay, more artillery coming. Can I get a shot into that T-34? No, I can't. He's behind the trench line. Is he going to be obliging enough to stick his head out in front of me? Doesn't really matter at this point. We have lost, but maybe I can wreck that M19. Come on, get the head down. Gun depression isn't enough, damn it. Okay, back it up. Again, come round. M19's going for the brass. And the Dornier gets the kill. I'd actually backed up into the bomb, I think, which is problematic. Anyhow, we're going to lose this one, so you know what? Panzer sodding vor. Let's see if we can at least salvage some pride in all of this. I doubt it, but hey, let's go. They've got IS-1s, they've got KV-2s. What are you lot doing sitting around down here? Bunch of... Oh my giddy up. Okay, some people. There is just no saving some teams. Pack these people off to the Nishizumi dojo. At least then they can learn what their damn gas pedals are for, and we've got another bomb coming in. This is trouble. Come on, where did that land? Way ahead. Righty-ho. Grinding up through the mud. 8 kilometers, 9, 10. We're not even going to get out of this riverbed before the game runs out. Well, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Oh my god. Oh my giddy aunt. How did they lose B? I mean, okay, I only ran 2 for 1, but I was facing the whole enemy, well, most of the enemy team, judging by the red blips. Oh, Lord above. Still got the modification almost for the Stuggy. Let's just have a look at this, shall we? So, JS2B, Su-152, Troll Cannon T-3485 M4A2, 9 kills, no deaths. What were the rest of the team using? IS-1 KV-2 T-3485. Oh lord, it's not even like they're using inadequate tanks. M4 76mm, M4A2 Sherman Derp, KV-2, KV-1 ZIS-5, 57mm T-34. We've even got some clanners in here. KV-1 ZIS-5, KV-1 ZIS-5, 57mm T-34s, a similar setup to me, Stug 3 and Jagdpanzer 38, a KV-2, a KV-85? How did a M6... Okay, you know what? Some things are just best not discussed. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been a highly embarrassing Lunchtime Tankery. And until next time, oh my word. Well, it can't get much worse, can it? Farewell.